He was the general manager heading up the Dynamics ERP practice, North and Latin America, which was a $500 million business. We're Microsoft Gold partner, as you can see on the screen here, across multiple disciplines. And we're also a tier 1 distributor of Microsoft products and services, which really gives us an inside track on making sure that all of our clients have take advantage of any of the Microsoft incentives, and that they always end up with the lowest possible subscription rate available. That doesn't mean we don't work with Amazon or Google. We do. It's just that our roots and a lot of the work we do is Microsoft focused. We're a tight-knit boutique consultancy, and in that, and I mentioned it earlier, I'm not sure who was here when I mentioned it, but we're an end-to-end provider of cloud products and services, and which means we can both assess and deliver, and this is an important point, any initiatives related to cloud platforms. So if it's data platform and analytics, cloud productivity, applications and development, and of course, everything we do is with a security first mindset. So we incorporate cloud security and governance in everything we do, and then we bookend it all with comprehensive managed services and training practices depending on the discipline that our clients are asking for. Another significant benefit, and I touched on it just briefly, is the fact that we've done hundreds of engagements across multiple vertical sectors. And what's great about that is, depending on if you're a small or medium-sized business, or even sometimes an enterprise business, we can bring to you the best practices of other vertical markets. So some of our manufacturing clients can take advantage of things that Citi is doing, or United, or other very large corporations, and they can bring it in and make it their own, knowing that it's a best practice. We also have a proven delivery model in the fact that we have a global footprint for scalability and efficiency. And we're also a diverse company, being that we are both a woman and minority-owned business. And I share that as it's becoming increasingly more important in today's world that our clients are working with a diverse set of partners. So let's get to the agenda. That's it. That was my 45 to 50-second elevator pitch. You're going to get an introduction to business intelligence in general. You're going to get some key factors in choosing the right BI tool for you. We're going to talk about the top 3 business tools, which I believe is going to be Power BI, Tableau, and what's the third one? Qlik. K-L-I-Q-L-I-K. And then we're going to talk about some features of BI tools and future enhancements that we see coming down in the industry. And then we'll just wrap it all up for you in a nice bow and send you on your way. So guys, thanks so much for joining us today. We know these are challenging times, and we appreciate your commitment to continuing to learn, continuing to bring information back to the organization so that you guys can remain successful throughout for however long this lasts. Let's just put it that way, because I don't think anybody knows. So Siddharth, I'm going to turn it over to you. Take it away.
Okay. Thanks, Richard, for a great start. Hello, everyone. This is Siddharth Kapoor from Cloud9 Infosystem. I'm a cloud data engineer at Cloud9 Infosystem. And today I'm going to tell you about which data visualization tool is best for an organization. Richard already gave you a little bit introduction about the agenda and what are the topics which we will going to cover in coming slides. So let's move further. So let's start with introduction to business intelligence. Business intelligence is a combination of process and technologies which is used to clean and modify the data. And then the data convert into a presentable information. Many organizations analyze the data by using business intelligence technology. They collect the data from the different data sources and different type of data and modify it and present it to the user according to their requirement. Everything now is digitalized. Mid to large enterprises depend on data. So business intelligence systems are able to analyze the current buying trend of a consumer and provide the profitable outcome. For example, like a business intelligence analyze the previous record of a user or any particular product and then provide a predictive result to the enterprise, like is this product is will be useful in future or not, or what are the improvements we have to make to improve our services or any product. Then let's move to why we use business intelligence tool. So it is very important to understand about the business process so that we can make good informed decisions. We need BI tools to understand the business intelligence pattern, which gives us some internal overview so that we can make our strategic plan and improve our decision making process. For example, if we have unclean data, like any kind of data grabbed from any kind of data source, and if we have to present it to a user, then definitely the user will not able to understand it. That is why we use we need a business intelligence tool to change the data into information and then convert the information into a plan, and so that by the help of this BI tools, we present it to the user in a form of any visualization, like a graph or a chart according to the user requirement. So how to choose a right business intelligence tool? Choosing a right BI tool is depend on several factors like cost, integration, visualization, data governance, and performance. There are some other factors too, but these are the most important factors while selecting a good BI tool. We will discuss each feature in coming slides. So Uh, on my right hand side, we have a 2D quadrant, which we called a Gartner Magic Quadrant. This Gartner Magic Quadrant is used to define the strength and difference between the companies, and they divide the position of the companies according to their value and their position in the technological market. As you can see on the first quadrant, we have the companies which are called niche players, and they are not able to execute their plans and they are lacking of visions. On the second quadrant, we have visionaries. They have vision, but they do not have they are not able to execute their plans. On the third quadrant, we have challengers. They are able to execute their plan, but they do not have, but they have lack of visions. The challengers will become a leaders if they have a good vision to execute.
Now, I just want to insert here. This is not paid advertisement. This is truly the Gartner Magic Quadrant in that Microsoft, based on all their users and versus Tableau. And I think a lot of it does have to do with cost, as you guys previously mentioned. There's a lot of that in there too.
Okay. So as we move forward with our fourth quadrant, these are the leaders. They are able to perform with large vendors, and they have a good, strong vision, and they have a good plan to execute. So Microsoft Power BI is a leader nowadays in this business intelligence market. So let's move to our top leading business intelligence tool in market. As we can see that according to the Gartner's Magic Quadrant, Power BI, Tableau, ClickView. These are the top leading business intelligence tool available in market nowadays. And all three have a good score on data visualizations, but they are quite a little bit different than each other. Let's take a look.
Siddharth, I would like to add a few points to this slide. So hi everyone, my name is Santosh. I'm a cloud engineer at Cloud9. So like Siddharth is saying, these are not the only factors that we need to consider while selecting the data visualization tool for business intelligence projects. There are so many factors out there. These are the general factors, and moreover, each of the visualization product and data visualization tools will have its own pros and cons. So these are like factors that we are going to discuss here are completely general, because so many times when we are working on the client's projects on business intelligence, so many people are have a common question like what are the general factors, or what are the things that my organization should keep in mind like when selecting all these tools. Because there are so many things, right? From the organization perspective, who are the people who are going to use these reports in your organization? Is it technical or non-technical? So these things will also comes into picture. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, thanks, Santosh. As Santosh said, it depends on our requirements how we can choose a best visualization tool. So first we can take a look about Power BI. Power BI is a business intelligence tool launched in 2015, and the main purpose of Power BI is to collect the data from different data sources, analyze them, visualize, and then visualize it to according to the requirement. It's also capable to share the data across the organization. Its main focus on predictive modeling and make reports with their powerful dashboards and their queries. While on the other side, Tableau and ClickView are also good in BI tools, but they have some limitations. They are more focused on visuals, but they are not focused on their data. If a user want to perform or modify or change the data before present it to a user, then they are lacking on that side. They are not uh, good with predictive modeling and making reports. That's why Power BI is a better option for uh, for visualization and data modification.
And to add Siddharth to your point, like to summarize what exactly Siddharth was trying to say over here. So normally, like Power BI is going to better fit for the organizations who are going to build the reports, in the position of business stakeholders or non-technical persons. So if they are data analyst or any technical persons who are going to build the report and work on the data, so then the other tools are also more flexible, and even though they are a little bit complexity, so technical people can able to understand those complexity. So but Power BI offers a self-service, so where it enhance and leverage the non-technical people also to go and get the data from multiple sources and reporting analysis, and it will provide a faster deployment options also. Like even though if you're non-technical persons, you can just go and deploy those reports so that the other people like consumers or stakeholders can able to access those reports from their mobile applications or anywhere in the desktops or tablets, all the hardware devices.
Yeah, that's right. Because except of Power BI, other tools require too much of coding requirement and technical background. So if a user which belongs to a non-technical background, it's quite difficult for them to use these services. That's why Power BI give them some flexibility to use the built-in features and tools to make their reports and visualization. So let's talk about features of business intelligence tool. Uh, Apart from making informed decisions, business intelligence tool are also be a good option in terms of price. Like most of the organization choose a cost-effective business intelligence tool because it will give some additional benefit to their business. And the cost of BI tool includes uh, the overall performance of a BI tool, like license cost, hardware cost, installation, dashboard cost, and the cost to maintain its infrastructure. So these are the cost-effective features which enterprise needs to take care of while selecting a good BI tool. In terms of cost effectiveness, uh, Power BI is more efficient than other tools because it depends on how we can use it. Like for individual users, for Power BI, a user do not need to pay anything or do not need to purchase any license for it. Now they just use Microsoft to download it, and then download the Power BI desktop version at free of cost and use it. For a collaborating purpose, we have Power BI Pro version, which we can only pay $9.99 per month. And for large enterprises, we have a Power BI premium version. So that's why Power BI is very efficient in terms of cost, because it depends on how we want to use it. We don't need to pay for any extra stuff.
And Siddharth, I just wanted to add one more point here.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, we have a question from Kate also. Like, so the Power BI desktop is completely free, and even the Tableau desktop is also completely free. And so people can go ahead and build the reports immediately. But the thing is, the initial license cost of the Power BI as well as Tableau will vary. The license cost of Power BI start in the initial license cost will start at like $10 per user per month, and whereas the Tableau is like $35 per month per user, and the features also will vary. So the question from Kate is like, can we use is the Azure BI add-on an extra licensing cost? So the Azure BI is like, I believe like you are referring here to Power BI service in the Azure. So Power BI service, if you, yes, with the initial cost of $10, it includes with Power BI service. So you will gonna include you'll get a Power BI service access with the initial cost of $10 per month. So where you can, it will help us to deploy your reports which are built on Power BI desktop, which is free, and you can use those Power BI service in Azure to deploy those reports, and you can able to provide access to the reports that you published in the Power BI service to all your organization users and members. I hope that answers the question. Yep.
Yeah, thanks, Atosh. As we can say that Power BI is less expensive than other tools. On the other side, other tools are sometimes also required a separate data servers for their deployment for the making reports. That's why it is sometimes these tools are very expensive for an individual user or even for a small organization. That's why in terms of cost, Power BI is a better option.
How is it determined when Tableau and ClickView need a new separate data server added? Is it just by data volume?
No, it's for like data duplicacy, or sometimes if we need to add extra tools or any kind of service, then they require some data warehouses, some extra data servers.
Got it.
And
but
even
we don't.
It includes like a number of users also, like how many people are in your organization are going to access the reports. So it also depends on the hardware cost, and everything depends upon the users and everything.
Is that concurrent users or just total?
Like total, like a total number of users who are going to access the reports.
Got it.
Okay. Let's continue to our next feature, integration. Data integration is like how much time or efforts a tool will take to fit into an organization. That's data integration is also a big issue in business intelligence, because for example, as I said, like Tableau, ClickView, they require too much of coding, too much of technical knowledge to build their reports, and the separate extra servers, which sometimes is not a good choice. And also, while on the other side, to overcome this problem, Power BI lead in terms of integration than their competitors, because it's easy to fit into an organization. We do not need to put any efforts for an extra tool. A user just need a license from Microsoft and download the free desktop version according to their requirement. So about the visualizations, these days business rely on data and current trend patterns going on in the market. So enterprises required a good tool which grab the data from the different data sources, modify it, clean it, and present it to a user. So Power BI is a great visualization tool because it's a user friendly, and and also a non-technical user can also use it. So Power BI also has a better user interface with built-in tools, which is quite good for non-technical users. It performs well with the prediction side. Then while making reports, it gives us additional benefits to process or modify the data before present it to a user. So that's why Power BI is still an efficient tool in terms of visualization. Also, Power BI provide a great custom visualizations while their competitors are facing challenges to work with their dashboards and making reports. They require a developer to handle this. While Power BI is very flexible, is user friendly. So uh, in terms of visualization, Power BI is still a first choice for any organization.
Siddharth, I just wanted to add some points towards the visualizations
Yep.
factor. So, like every organization, like when we are selecting a tool, right? Like on the business data visualization tool. So, based upon the visualizations and the graph charts that are required for their individual reports, so and the tool also will vary. So, like example, Tableau is very good at pure visualization. And if you are looking for any curated approach or clean approach of charts or best drill on visualization features, then Tableau is the best option, like normally in the market. But like if you have a more requirement, like very good in custom visualization, and if you are looking for proper custom visualization add-ins and third parties and drag and drop features and granular level control to the report and drill down features and very good data import capabilities, so then you need to choose the Power BI, because it offers it was built on the .NET framework completely, the Power BI. So, and many organizations who are using the Microsoft products right now, like a Microsoft SQL Server or anything or any products that were built on .NET framework, and it makes us like Power BI is more capable and feasibility is very easy. So it's more feasible. So so if you are looking for the data visualization tool based upon the visualization, you need to keep those things in the mind.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks for the great point, Santosh. Let's move forward with data governance. Uh, Protection and the origin of the data is also a very important factor for data governance. Like an organization need to take care for their unusable data and make sure they have a good business intelligence tools which secure their important files or records. So Power BI come up with some new features which enhance the capability of data governance. Features like analysis and impact analysis and data lineage. Uh, for example, like whenever we make changes to a data set, it will impact on the reports and dashboards that depend on the data set. So in this case, data impact analysis provide information about the reports or dashboards or anything which is affected by that change. So we can also investigate further like which data set is affected by the change. So we can easily locate that data set or locate that affected site by using the impact data analysis. So like a data impact analysis is also useful to determine how many unique viewers are on a particular report. Like if we have a 10,000 viewers on a particular report, then it's not easy task to investigate who changed the data set or who uh, is and which side is affected by the change. So that's why in data impact analysis is also very useful to view the change or to locate the change. Second is data lineage. It is used to show the relationship between the artifacts and all its external connections. For example, when a data is flowing from its source to destinations, that time it is very important to understand uh, the flow of the data. And then flow of data is even more challenging when we have multiple data sources. So data lineage is used to maintain or build the relationship between the artifacts and the external connections. And while we talk about the Tableau and ClickView, they are less emphasized on the data, and they are also lacking in terms of data confidentiality side, because its design, environment, and repository are difficult to use for a normal person. If a non-technical person, that's to understand the uh, development, to understand the application, it's very difficult. So that's why these tools are lacking on data integrations. Uh, when we come towards the performance in business is very efficient for an organizations, because its main focus to make decisions and strategic plans, and also monitor the business activities with current organization goal, and then it will come up with a profitable outcome. They build the strategic plans, they uh, monitor the current pattern which is going on the market, and then according to the previous records, they will give us the uh, profitable outcome. So best tool for productions, by keeping in mind of performance, we consider these visualizations tool for productions, in which Power BI is leading in terms of development and projecting the reports. Like a user can easily use the dashboards to make and publish the reports. To improve the performance, whenever a Power BI slowdown, we can limit the number of visuals in dashboards and reports, and also the any unnecessary interaction between the visuals. So that also gives us the flexibility to increase the performance. While on the other side, if we talk about Tableau, then they also have a features to monitor the performance, like recording feature, which a user can also use to evaluate the key events and track the events which affect the performance. But as I said, it cannot be used by all the users, only a suitable options for those who have a technical background. That's why Tableau and ClickView are not a first choice for production. Same thing with ClickView. They require a data science background. Many organization has a lack of interest in it. So that's why Power BI is still better options than their other competitors. Apart, we already know the key features of the business intelligence tools. Apart from the key features, we also have additional features like storage, processing time, and data management, and how much time a tool will take to load a data. So uh, uh, Power BI, again, a leading BI tool in data management, because Power BI works on a columnar basis. It fetch all the unique values of a column so that its processing time is fast. And that's a very good additional features for Power BI. When it comes on a storage side, Power BI gives us a flexibility to uh, offer 10 GB of cloud storage. And if a user wants to load more than 10 GB, then we have to make sure that data comes from a cloud server. So it's also flexible with that. Power BI perform well to solve the user queries, because it has a Microsoft product, so it has monthly updates. So it perform well with the user requirement of where user asks the queries. Then that Power BI know what are the current changes uh, that they need to make, or what are the current pattern is going on in the market. So that's why, because of this monthly updates, we can say that Power BI still perform with the users better than other tools. So this is our future enhancement. According to the Gartner planning assumptions, we're going to see some huge technological trend in coming years, like development on machine learning side, development on analytics technology, uh, and some many more are going to come. Our three leaders, which are Microsoft, Tableau, ClickView, will already take their further steps in that direction to support this technology. So after examining all the key features, at the end we can say that Power BI is the Power BI is the winner because this tool will be a great asset for any organizations to resolve user queries and good interface. Because other tools also having different qualities, principles, but they also have too much limitations on on their key factors. Any organization have a concern with data science, visuals, or deal with a large data set is their first priority, then Power BI should be on their top of the list.
So a couple of things I'd like to add here. We are big fans of Microsoft, obviously, but one of the key advantages of this Power BI product is the Microsoft resources behind it. I mean, they are continually developing it with data packs like Facebook Data Pack and Google AdWords Pack. They're always expanding their integrations, and the power of a company like Microsoft means that you'll have access to the most robust technology, but also the security because of the multiple layers of security that is in their solution stack. So, but its benefits are largely dependent upon your existing ecosystem. If you're already a Microsoft-focused customer, it'll be much easier to integrate Power BI or maximize what you're getting out of Power BI into into your data stack, because it works with Word, it works with PowerPoint, it works with Excel, and it's really useful when showcasing printed reports to stakeholders, right? So if you're the guys developing the reports and your executives are looking for something that they want it quick, they want it integrated quickly, you are for sure in good shape with Microsoft. So, but if you don't have a Microsoft stack and you're kind of piecing things together, Tableau could be a great, or Click could be a great solution for you. If you add the cost on top of that now, which Tableau is much more expensive, now you start really kind of tipping the scales of where you might want to go versus where you may not want to go. And again, I'll go back to what Siddharth and Santosh said earlier. It's really dependent on your organization and the things you're trying to solve for with the data. Now, on top of that, when I talk about integrated data stack or solution stack for Microsoft, they have customer insights. And customer insights, while expensive, is now you're starting to get into machine learning and artificial intelligence for helping to do your what if scenarios. What if we do this with our membership? What if we do this with our policyholders? Those types of things, especially in today's environment, are really high up on executive stack because you have to be able to do multiple what ifs based on the fact that we're in a completely unknown territory regarding our data, our organizational performance, what our customers think of us. So all of those things need to be taken in consideration. And yes, while we're promoting Microsoft Power BI here, we don't want to. We're not telling you what to buy. Okay. At the end of the day, it's up to you and the powers that be at your organization.
Thanks, Richard.
And Richard and Siddharth, I just wanted to add a couple of points on data management and especially on the government compliance. So since on the data governance. So the thing is, like many of the organizations where we are working right now on the business intelligence projects, so many have the questions on the government compliance and the new regulation acts passing, like CCPA, California Consumer Privacy Acts, and also like GDPR compliance and PCI compliance for insurance companies and many more compliance, right? So the main question everyone is having is like, how can they protect their Power BI or any reports like Tableau reports or Power BI reports on their on-premise or in the cloud? Like, so how secure it is to protect the reports. So and so Microsoft and even AWS also, like Microsoft offers like many of the trust centers, like where you can check your data compliance. So how much you will be provided with the score out of your all the resources that you have been configured based upon your configurations and how the data modeling is designed for your data warehousing and everything. So, and moreover, like it will help like people who are already hosting in their Azure environment. So Microsoft is helping them like by integrating the Azure information protection and also like RMS, like so those extra features are available in order to make your data secure and stop your organization members or anyone to share the reports outside your organization or to take the screenshots or anything like that. So, protecting data breaching and all that stuff.
Yeah, thanks, Santosh. But I want to open it up to the group here and ask, we want to be able to answer any questions that we may not have answered here today regarding the other two products or even with Microsoft. So please ask us any questions that you have, and we'll do the best that we can to answer it. If we can't answer it here, we'll get you the answer. No, everybody's going to use Power BI. Is that what I heard?
Sorry, I was on mute. Did you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Thanks.
Okay. Given what we're hearing, it seems like Power BI is far superior to the other ones, although I believe Tableau came out first. I'm presuming it seems like Tableau still has a decent sized market share.
Yeah.
It must be doing something right in order to still be pushed as heavily as it is. I'm presuming there's still some advantage they have over Power BI. I just don't know if that's just market share that they're in first or if there's more to it.
No, I think my opinion from what I've seen, and I'll open it up to the team, is that, technology is technology, right? And there was a day when everything had to be programmed, right? The out of the box features and functionality were not that great. Remember, I've been around a long time, right? Software as a service, when it first came out, the whole goal was to make it easy to use, right? And I think Tableau, when they first came out, their focus was on that, right? Let's capture as much market share as we can on the business users because we have all these pre-built reports and, it's very easy to use. But data, as you know, doesn't stop growing. The number of sources you have to integrate, the amount of data you have to consider, the amount of data repositories that you have stuff in is a huge factor on how easy a software is to use, integrating, multiple disparate data sets and then using the power and functionality of the software to produce your output. So I think in the beginning, Tableau came out with that mindset, and of course they're racing to, further, not only make it more affordable probably, but also, have more third-party applications, have more flexibility and control over what you're doing and the data that you're integrating and using, more flexibility around AI and ML. So I think that's where it started out. I mean, Microsoft, I don't want to say they're late to the game, but Microsoft has such a huge amount of resources singularly focused on these new areas like business insights, app development, power apps, all of these things that, it's hard to argue that Microsoft is going to come out in the end with and not only an easier to use product, but it's going to be more secure. And it's going to be more able to integrate with, how many third-party applications are coming up every single day. That's my personal opinion, having been in multiple companies across the years using Tableau, Click, and others. Does that answer your question, or is that just my personal opinion and doesn't weigh very much?
No, that does help answer it because I'm not familiar at all with Tableau. That's why I was kind of curious as to where they gained their market share and what they're known for. And you did answer that. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at a 500x cost on Tableau almost per user. It's big, and for large enterprises where where you don't have to, where there's a data warehouse already in place, and all you do is point Tableau at the data warehouse. It makes sense because you get all these users that you don't want to have to program against all that data for hundreds and hundreds of users. You want a nice, easy to use, beautiful visualizations, click, do a button thing. But as you move down the enterprise chain, it's not as neat, right? I don't know about your organization, but every client we talk to is like, my data's a mess still. I know it's important, but I have it everywhere. I got it on people's laptops. I got it in Excel spreadsheets in the manufacturing shop. I've got it here. I've got it there. You know, I think that's where Microsoft comes in and makes it easier. Ultimately, makes it easier to get the data you need, get the insight you need out of your data, actionable insight. Any other questions or comments or anything that we can help you with today? Also, guys, let's just go to the next slide. I just want to share with you that we do assessments, risk-free, generally cost-free assessments across the entire Microsoft discipline, or any discipline, whether it's infrastructure, app dev, or productivity, or applications, whatever it might be. And the goal of that is to lend our subject matter expertise to you to help solve specific business challenges that you're trying to solve for with Power BI or whatever software tool you're using. The only thing that's required is because we are working with Microsoft to evangelize their solution as a partner, and as you know, they lean heavily on their partners to help understand and utilize Microsoft products and services. Unless, of course, you're spending enterprise money with Microsoft directly, they always push it to the partners. So if it's a licensing question, they'll probably push you to partner. If it's a how do I do this, or can I do this, they'll push you to a partner. So we have direct access to Microsoft product and technology teams. Any ticket we put into them to answer questions is not passed on to our clients. And the assessment really helps set a stage for what are we doing with Power BI, what should we be doing with Power BI, what's our near-term, best use case scenario, what's our longer-term best use case scenario. So if you have any need for that type of help or insight, the information's here on the screen. Send an email to info@Cloud9Infosystems or give us a call. Richa will pick up the phone. I know you guys are familiar with Richa because she probably called you at home to make sure you're coming to the meeting today. So that's just how she is. Anything else before we close it out, guys? All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for their time today. Siddharth, thank you so much for your input. Santosh, thank you. Folks, I want to wish you guys a great rest of the day. Stay healthy, stay safe, and we hope to connect with you soon to help you with whatever it is you need. Thanks a lot. Have a good night.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Take care, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.